days a year, going over the entire day's card. Of course, we do individual video. I do individual video picks on a lot of the big games out there every single day, and you can get those games individually where you can poke around and pick and choose the games that you want to bet and the games you're most interested in. And then on this show, we kind of comprehensively go over everything. And then during the week, we do the same thing in every morning, and then in the afternoon, we have a bunch of different premium cappers that go over each have a selection, a free pick on that show. So we do it both ways, where we do a bunch of individual picks, and then we also have two ways where it's a grouping of picks. Some people are really, really confused by that. I think they have their well, I'm not going to start swearing yet. It's a little too early in the show for that. But anyways, you guys know what I'm talking about. But we give out tons of free picks. We have free pick write-ups on both our sites, Sports Chat Place and Pick Dogs, every single day. We have an opinion on every single game. I always have an opinion. I'm not one of those guys like, well, I'm just gonna. I don't have any opinion whatsoever on this. It's like, you guys know I have an opinion. Someone sent me yesterday. It was my wife. She sends me this stuff. I didn't say someone. It's my wife who sent it to me. She texted it to me and said, forget who it was, and I forget the exact quote, but it was something like, people with no enemies are people that have never taken a stand on anything. And I truly believe that, because most of the people that I know say I have no enemies or whatever, It's like, yeah, they're just, they're just patsies. And I don't think anyone will ever confuse me with that. And I'm coming off some of the worst couple of days I've had in a while. I've had cold streaks before, so I'm not all that concerned about it, but I don't like it. It certainly doesn't make it okay, and I certainly don't like it. But I'll tell you what it is. What always happens is when I do land on my feet, which I always do, it's usually a major heater. So I'm really excited about that part. Normally, like if I can't stop it, what I normally will do is get on a plane and go to Vegas, and you guys have seen me do that before, and that always turns things around in a hurry. I don't know. I'm one of those people that it's like, I go to Vegas, it's like I'm not really there for the entertainment value. I'm there just to win. I have fun, though, usually. But I think on my free picks yesterday, I murdered it on the show on those college basketball picks, but my premium picks were just not good. Anyway, smash the like button because Romanelli's here. Got some brains to this operation. Won't be calling us dumbasses today. Just me. just one dumbass. So we got the smart guy here. Brian, what do you got cooking today for the final NFL full card of the week? It's been a weird NFL season for sure. We're seeing the ramifications today of this NFL season, and I'll talk about that in just a little bit about the weirdness that it was and is, and I also hit my college basketball parlay yesterday, but I couldn't hit a premium pick to save my life. Anyways, Brian, what do you got going on today? I know not your best day yesterday, but hey, if you're honest and accountable for your picks. You can't just sit here and say, well, you can't just gloss over it. We're accountable for our good days and for our bad days. And I'm proud of that. I can live with it. What do you got?
5-0 Friday, 1-4 Saturday. I'm out to get revenge.
Sounds like 6-4 to me. Sounds like 6-4.
I'm very mad.
6-4 I got my from where I'm sitting.
Yeah, I'll take it. Brian Baylor's Sunday Slaughterhouse 5. I got my 3 NFL picks that I'm betting big. And then I got 1 college basketball where over the last 4 years I've had 56%, bringing in a profit of $45,200. And NBA off to a hot start, 10-5, 67% of the year. So 5 picks, all for $50, pickdogs.com.
I was going to take a little nap in between the show and the game starting, but now I know I'm going to have nightmares with the Slaughterhouse 5 on the way. Going to have to maybe do a spread knowledge show in between instead. Then I'll be doing a spread knowledge show then after this show, probably like 10, 15 minutes after this show ends. Anyways, Chris, what do you have?
I was going to say, you're going to have a nap. You don't have sheep flying over. You got Charles kicking field goals, and you're counting those as you're trying to fall asleep. No, for me, I got my Slammin' Sunday 5-pack for college hoops, 5 of my favorite plays on Sunday, or I got my Shotgun Sunday 3-pack, and I said in that right up for that package. I think this is the most locked in I've ever been for a week 17 that I can ever remember. So I'm really looking forward to today. I'll be coming for another winning day. Yeah, I got those for over at the website pickdogs.com, sportschatplace.com premium.
Yeah, someone just said I was red hot, so I knew a cold one was coming, and that's exactly like how I was. I mean, I was on fire in December. Brian was too. I mean, we were both on fire. Not even with the same. We didn't even have. It's not like we had the same picks and stuff. It was like, sometimes you just can't miss. Like every bounce goes your way, and then other days it's like, guy can't hit a free throw. It's like he's a 94% free throw shooter. It's like Michigan State. The 2 guys, it happened at the end of the game, 2 guys missed free throws. They even brought in like the short white guy to shoot the free throws. He gets fouled. It's like he misses the first one. Everyone's looking at him. It's like, you're only on this team for one reason. It's like, you obviously don't look like a basketball player. It's like you're the free throw specialist. Like every team has them. I'll tell you who was a great free throw specialist. Who was also a player is Grayson Allen. Remember from Duke? It's like, yeah. I mean, this guy was like throwing darts, right? When he's at the free throw line. He's still in the NBA, right? But it's like when he was at Duke, like, if you get fouled, it's like him, hate him, anything, whatever. It was like, it was like, there was no chance he was going to miss those. I'll tell you who else was good. He was
like 93% or something like that. That's
Michigan State normally has a couple guys like that, too. Cassius Winston, it's like, you foul him at the line in the last 28 minutes of a game, it ain't going to happen for you. It's like, well, maybe he'll miss one. No chance, It was like, they've had a few guys like that, right, in recent years. Like, normally, like, both guards will be over 90% free throw shooters. Maybe that's why Izzo's team not as good this year. Ron, what do you got today?
Well, today I'm bringing back my Super Sunday trio. This is my top 2 college basketball plays and my number 1 NFL play of the day. I haven't put an NFL play up there in over 3 weeks, so you got to know I like this play a lot. And, you can grab all 3 of those plays for $29.95 at the website.
How about you, Rod? What do you got?
For me, I've got Rod's Supreme Sunday. I've got 5 NFL, 2 college basketball plays. Supremely in our favor. Love these 7 plays today. Great opportunity to have a massive winning day off a nice winning day yesterday. Let's keep it rolling. Have a nice Supreme Sunday. Loving today's card.
Got an NFL 3-pack. I've got a basketball 3-pack, 2 college basketball with 1 NBA, and then I also have some bonus picks if you have my 3-day, 7-day, or monthly or yearlies. I got some bonus plays in there as well, so be sure to check those out. But NFL, the lines are on the move already this morning. They are moving. I figured they would be because you're going to have a lot of announcements about who's playing and who's not playing. And there's an NBA game that I avoided for that exact matter as well, that I love it as a premium pick. But, it's like there's a key player, and it's like if they don't play, then I don't love it. Anyways, we got, like I said, it's week 17 of the NFL. So the one thing I wanted to talk about just real quickly before we get started, and of course, we got a lot to cover here. But I just wanted to say about this NFL season, number one, I'm super grateful that we had one because a lot of people said we weren't going to, right? I mean, the sky is falling. Oh, we're not going to have NFL. We're not going to have college football, right? Brian heard it, right? All the on the capper side, right? Yeah. We heard it all from everyone, right? Not at our site, mostly from another site. It's like I said all along, it's going to be the longest college football season we ever had, and it was, right? The regular season went all the way to the middle of December. Anyways, the thing about this season is that the COVID, it didn't just affect not having fans in the stands, which definitely affected some teams. I mean, the Minnesota Vikings, I think, with the fans in the stands, is a much tougher building than an empty stadium. I just think it is. And I think it's in Seattle and Kansas City as well. I mean, there are certain stadiums that are just way tougher, but the Seahawks and Chiefs don't need the help as much as the Vikings do. And I think they really took it on the chin this year by not having fans in that stadium, which I think is underrated as far as tough buildings. The other thing I have to say is that teams were missing players for games. And now we're week 17, and it's that week where it's like win and you're in, win and need help, and all that stuff. And you look at the Baltimore Ravens, right? Who, Lamar Jackson missed, and they lost. So now they need help. And they, who knows? Who knows what would have been if Robert Griffin wasn't playing quarterback and Brian's Joe Montana. What's his name? Trace McSorley.
Trace McSorley,
yeah,
a touchdown
Trace
pass
McSorley.
in the fourth quarter.
I mean, we've seen other players out. DeForest Buckner, was missed games for the Colts. We saw other guys out on COVID, big names that missed games. And, injuries are part of the game, and that happens. And we saw that to the 49ers, in week 1. But what we have never seen before is where, it's like, all right, this guy can't play anymore. And now you have a situation in Pittsburgh, with Pittsburgh and Cleveland where the Steelers, who hate the Ravens' guts, have a chance to tank a game and keep their rivals out of the playoffs. It's basically not, it is what it is, right? I mean, that is what it is. It's like if the Steelers lose, more than likely the Ravens will be out of the playoffs. There's a good chance.
Well, the Dolphins would have to win too, though.
The Dolphins would have to win, but I believe we'll get to that. But I'm just saying, if they lose, it increases their chances that the Ravens won't be in the playoffs, and that's not a team they want to play. Right? There's a chance that if the Ravens get in, they'll play the Steelers in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, they'd much rather play the Browns or the Dolphins. For sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially the Browns, a team that they've beaten, over the years many times. The Dolphins, they've had mixed luck. Anyways, let's get to game 1. Tom Brady and the Bucs take on the Falcons. Raheem Morris's final on the job. They interviewed Raheem Morris for the head coaching job. I mean, he's kind of been there for a while. It's like, what happened at this interview? How do you think this interview was?
We've seen an improved Falcons team, especially on defense.
Absolutely. I'm a big Raheem Morris hater, but it's what exactly happened at this interview? Isn't the interview kind of the get to know, feel your background? It's like, what more could they possibly need to know about Raheem Morris than they already, is it just a formality that they said we had an actual interview with you for the head coaching job? I'm not really sure how that works. My guess is Dabo Swinney's on the phone with these guys. It's just a hunch. And I'm not saying that I know that for a fact or anything like that. I'm just saying it's a hunch that I think we're going to hear Dabo Swinney. I think we're going to hear Matt Campbell. I think we're going to hear those two names. I don't know, though. Brian, who do you like here?
Me, I'm going to go with the under. Like I mentioned before, I think the Falcons' defense is still kind of under the radar. I like Tampa Bay's defense. I don't see a ton of scoring going on in this game. I know usually these two teams get together as fireworks, but I'm going to go the opposite. I'll lean towards the under.
Chris?
Yeah, I'm going to lay the points with the Bucs here. I just clinch number 5 seed, and I think Atlanta. Well, they don't want to admit this. They don't want to play themselves out of the top 5 of the draft. So I'll take Tampa Bay, lay the points. I think it's a 7 to 10 point win.
Ron?
Yeah, this is not a great game, but I agree with Chris, and I'll lay the points with the Bucs. I think this could be a push situation, but overall, I think Tampa Bay has the best chance of covering the spread, and I like to lean to the under as well. I think this is going to be more of a defensive game.
Rod?
For me, I'm going to take the Falcons and the points. I think the Falcons come to play last game of the year. I think this is a closer game than what people are thinking. So give me the Falcons plus the points. I think the Bucs win this game, but I think they win this game by like 3-4 points. So give me the Falcons plus the 7.
I like the Falcons plus the points too. I think it's just going to be a closer game than that number. I think the Bucs win. I think the Falcons cover. We got the Cleveland Browns taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. This line has kind of bounced all over the place. You know, it started at 4. It went to 9.5. We've seen 10s out there and 10.5s even. But now it's back down to 9.5. And I'm to me, it's looking like it might be headed towards 9. I see some 9s out there.
Yeah, I don't see any 9s, but
I see 9s. Maybe I didn't update my odds thing. Maybe it's dead. Sometimes that happens, but I see a bunch of 9s. Let me see if I see them still. Yep, 9 at DraftKings, 9 at Sugar House, New Jersey, 9 at 888 Sport, New Jersey, 9 at Caesars.
yeah, in that game, I think we'll see it go to 10 across the board by kickoff. But as far as the total goes, I see an over 43 here. I think the Browns are going to score a bunch of points. I think Mason Rudolph and the Steelers put some points up there. So give me the over.
I'm going to lean towards Cleveland here. I just think that, they're going to take a chance. We already know that Pittsburgh's resting guys. Like you mentioned, Mason Rudolph starting. I think that Cleveland's going to try to take advantage of the rare opportunity to get one over on the Steelers, and they're going to go up and they're going to do what we always talk about in the college games. They're going to just run up the score on Pittsburgh and celebrate like they just won the Super Bowl and just try to run it up on Pittsburgh. So I'll lay the points of Cleveland in this spot.
Yeah, for me here, I'm going to take the under. I just think that this is going to be a more defensive game. I think the Browns are going to put up a good amount of points, but I'm not sure that Mason Rudolph is going to be able to do the same for Pittsburgh. And I think this one has a chance of getting ugly, but I think the under is the best play.
For me in this one, I agree. Give me the under. I don't see this game getting ugly and scoring a whole lot of points. I think Steelers want to get in, not get injured, and get out. That's all they're counting on. I love the under in this one. Give me the under 44.
Yeah, I like the under as well. I think, like what Ron said, last time we saw Mason Rudolph, well, I'd say, I don't know if he's ineffective, if you would call it, or just, I don't understand it. I don't understand how he's on the roster, because he certainly doesn't give them a chance to win a game. I don't get it. Some of these quarterbacks, these backup quarterbacks like Chad Henne who's playing today, I don't even understand it. Doesn't make any sense.
I think Mason Rudolph's a bad
backup. How about this? You have a guy on your, how about this for the Rams, right? You have a guy on your team. He's your backup quarterback. Okay? He's so bad that you got to go out on the waiver wire, find some guy that's working at Costco or something, and stick him out there to play quarterback over this guy who was a first-round draft choice, when he came out. That just tells you something about the Jaguars' talent evaluation. Right? Blake Bortles was the backup there, but he's not starting. It's this other guy that they just brought in this week, right? It's like, what in the hell are you doing? Why is, if this guy can't play for your team, why is he there? There are other guys that can do it better than him. Is he that cheap that he fits within your cap? I'm going to guess there's other guys that are that cheap that could fit within that cap as well. I don't know. Tell me.
Now, Rams line's down to like a pick and a +1, so I don't know what's going on there.
Well, the Cardinals have a bunch of guys out for this one. Ton of guys. Is what's happened. You got the Patriots and the Jetropolitans. Brian's been big on the Jets all year. They've locked up the number 2 pick in the NFL draft. The Patriots, there's a lot of good quarterbacks out there too in the NFL draft. A lot of good ones. Wilson from BYU is certainly a first-round pick. Mac Jones, from Alabama, is a Belichick type quarterback. Loves Saban guys.
Yeah, I'm not in love with this game, but I'm going to back the Jets and on the money line today. I just think they're playing with more fire in their bellies than this Patriots team we've seen last couple of weeks. Cam Newton, he stinks. No, I'm going to take the Jets on the money line today. Nothing big, just a small one.
I'll say this as a Patriots fan. I'm sick of this lack of motivation from this team. I know it's the first non-playoff team in 12 years, but this team's just rolled over in the last 3 weeks, and it does not look good. And the Jets look like a team that's had the weight lifted off of their shoulders with Greg Williams fired and now apparently getting rid of Adam Gase at the end of the season after today's game. So I'll take the Jets on the money line as well. I think they're got nothing to lose, nothing to gain from this one except a win over a division rival. So give me the Jets money line.
Yeah, I agree. I like the Jets on the money line here. I mean, you remember that first game that these two teams played on Monday Night Football. I think you can make the case that the Jets should have won that game, and now they've got their first 2 wins of the season. They're not going to be picking first in the draft, so there is no really reason not to go out and beat your most hated rival on the road. Kick them while they're down. I'd say the Jets win this game.
Ron, you think the Jets avoided a tough situation there? Because Sam Darnold, to be honest with you, when he's been healthy and when he's had some help around him, he hasn't looked that bad. I mean, he's way better than a lot of those quarterbacks out there playing, and he's still on a rookie contract, so he's not making like Jared Goff type money. You know, yeah. It's not like that situation, and it's like they need a lot more help than bringing in a Trevor Lawrence or anybody, a Mac Jones, and I'm gonna, who knows, and Justin Fields probably just helped his cause a lot, right? But bringing in one of those guys instead of Darnold isn't going to change the situation there at all.
No. Yeah, I mean, I think the Jets need a lot more than just skilled positions like quarterback. They could definitely use some help on both their lines. And, they've got Mims, who's looking fantastic. They got some pieces like Crowder, but in the start of the season, they had one of the worst wide receiver tandems. So if they can grab a stud receiver like Devontae, that would be good. And I think Sam Darnold is solid. He just needs some help. And if the offensive line's played pretty well recently, if that can continue, they can find a ground game and they can get some extra receiver help, Darnold could be a top 10 quarterback, I believe. I don't think he's as bad as what we've seen. He was a lottery pick for a reason. So.
Yeah, it's just I think that the Jets always have, when they're good, with the good Jet teams, they always have a Crowder, right? They always have that guy. They always have a Wayne Krebet. They always have just a guy who's just that. He might not be the big name guy, but, man, it's like they throw it to him. He always just seems to kill people, right? It's like that's when they're good. When they're not good is when they have, Johnny Mitchell. Anyways, Rod, who do you like in this one?
For me, I want to take the Jets. The Patriots have checked out weeks ago. Give me the Jets here on the money line. And they get the win.
Yeah, this is a rivalry game. I think that the line could, if the Patriots win, it's going to be a push all the way. And if not, the Jets will probably win it outright. The Jets, actually, the last 7-8 games of the season have actually played pretty well in relation to the point spread. The thing that, I don't know, like, how much truth if Gase is fired or not. But I'm going to guess he is. And, who knows who they'll be bringing in. The Jets have a lot of money, no doubt. So I'm going to guess it's going to be a big name. I don't know who it will be.
I saw there were reports that they were parting ways after the game.
Right, but I don't know who I don't know who they would bring in. It's like the Jets are at a point where it's like you have to bring in a big name. It's not going to be Bill Belichick. It can't be one of his cast-offs again. Who's it going to be? It's kind of like when Miami brought in Nick Saban. It's like
that didn't turn out so good.
Well, I thought Nick Saban had the team going in the right direction. I thought Nick Saban did a great job at Miami. He just didn't want to be a NFL coach.
NFL coach, yeah.
Right. I mean, but the team was looking good under him. They were looking good. He had, he inherited a bad situation. He had it going in the right direction.
Well, yeah, he totally had it started going in the right direction, and he was like, I'm out of here. I want to be here.
Well, the college gigs are a lot easier, for sure, than the NFL gigs, because you can recruit.
Is that where maybe Matt Campbell goes?
To the Jets? Possible. Yeah. It's possible. I wanted Matt, a few years ago, I remember saying I want Matt Campbell for the Hurricanes. Remember that?
Yeah.
People were like, who? It's like, this guy's, you can win at Iowa State, man. You can win. I'll tell you that much. You win at Iowa State, this guy can do it, That's why I always said that about Frank Beamer. It's like, you take Virginia Tech to the national championship game. You can flat out coach. It's like, this isn't Alabama, Ohio State, or, where they just, the recruits, they just sprinkle them in every year, That's why Mullen is such a lousy coach. I mean, look at what he has to work with. Look at what this guy has. It's like, people are like, you're always criticizing him. I'm like, look what he has to work with. The number one recruiting state in the nation, and he gets first pick of the guys he wants. And it's like, and that's the crap you put out on the field. That LSU game's just, I don't know how Gator fans will ever forgive him. I just don't even understand it. Speaking of not being forgiven, the Bengals, 14-point home dogs. Home dogs have been very good this season, but the Ravens love to beat up on the bad teams. They love beating up on bad teams. And the Bengals are not that bad. It's just they're not good. And the Ravens, we haven't seen them a ton this season at full strength. They're not 100% at full strength. I think Jimmy Smith is out. But, yeah, this is a must-win for the Ravens.
Yeah, for me, the Ravens have covered some big numbers, but I'm going to lean towards the Bengals here, plus the points. So, I mean, the bigger bettors are slightly favoring the Bengals here, and I just think Bengals are going to do everything they can to spoil the Ravens' day. So give me all those points. I'll take a chance.
What is everything they can?
Everything they can.
But that's really the question. What is everything they can?
10-point win for the Ravens. That's what I see happening. I need a big blowout. I need the Ravens to win like 72-0 for my fantasy, but we'll see.
Now I got to pull for the Bengals. Chris, I hate fantasy. I am the fantasy hater. It's like,
if Lamar Jackson has a big day today, I'm looking.
I will not watch games with fantasy people. I will not do it. It's like, hooray, the Ravens scored a touchdown. But I got the Bengals defense in my other league. Oh, but it was Andrews. I got him in my other thing. Oh, but I also.
I'm even worse because I'm like.
But if Lamar Jackson ran in, I would have got more points in this league. It's like, how many freaking leagues is this guy in? It's like, we all have friends like that, right?
I only play one.
We all have friends like that.
Yeah, I like the Ravens here. I just think that this is a revenge spot. Baltimore's in this same spot against Cincinnati a few years ago, and Cincinnati shut the door on Baltimore getting into the playoffs. Then I think John Harbaugh's going to remind these guys that happened, and I think Baltimore comes out and makes an emphatic stamp on their spot, attempt to get a spot in the playoffs. So, give me the Ravens here. Big victory.
Seeing 13.5s, 14s, 13.5s. This Ravens Bengals game. Ron?
Yeah, I'm going to go square here. I'm going to take the Ravens. I just think that, they need a win, and I think they're going to do it pretty easily. The first game these two teams played, 27-3. Ravens had no problem. I don't think they're going to have any issues here. I'll take the Ravens and lay the points.
Rod?
Yeah, give me the Ravens here. Ravens have been rolling 5-0. ATS, their last 5 games, five wins straight up. They're going to make it 6. Well, they definitely remember what the Bengals did to them to get the Buffalo into the playoffs. They're going to house the Bengals today.
Yeah, I always say the Ravens just love to beat up on the bad teams. The Bengals aren't as horrible, though, as some of these other teams, but they're also not good. And I think the issue here that we might have for the Bengals is, this is like a football strategy thing, and it's like a game plan thing that a lot of people I know it goes way over a lot of people. They don't see the game this way, but generally in football, when a team goes down more than 2 touchdowns, the entire game plan goes out the window, right? You can no longer run the football and hope to win a game. You got to pass on every down, and the other team knows that you're going to be passing on every single down, so they blitz on every single play. And we know that Bengal quarterbacks have been lit up. I mean, I've seen not only the hit on Burrow, the hits on Burrow that he took back there. We saw a hit on Finley. Right? I mean, he was just absolutely wrecked. And against a Ravens team that's super aggressive, I don't know if he makes it out of this game in one piece. Speaking of one piece, the Dolphins have gone from dogs to favorites here against the Bills. They opened as 5.5-point dogs. They are now 1 to 1.5-point favorites. Lots of action this morning on the Miami Dolphins.
This morning I locked in on a nice wager with the Dolphins plus 2.5, so I'm feeling pretty good seeing the line go the other way. I just think the Dolphins are going to come up and win this game, find a way to do it against Buffalo. How much does Buffalo really need to win this game?
It doesn't help them much.
Yeah, the Dolphins are going to. They're well coached. One of the best coaches in the league. They're going to get it done.
Well, I think the angle here is that at halftime, I believe it's if the Steelers win and the Bills lose, then the Steelers become the number 2 seed in the AFC. That's at least just looking at it. I haven't read any of the playoff scenarios. I should have, but I didn't. But just looking at the standings, to me, that's what it looks like. But the thing is,
the Steelers are trying to lose, basically.
Right, but the Steelers are trying to lose, and the thing is that with the Bills, they own the tiebreaker. They beat the Steelers like 2 weeks ago, right on TV. We saw it. They smoked them. So they own the tiebreaker if they finish with the same record. So the Bills don't have a ton to play for, but you want that number 2 seed, because if someone knocks off the Chiefs, you're hosting the championship game. Not only are you hosting next week, you're hosting next week. You're hosting, if you win, you're hosting the following week. And if the Chiefs get knocked off, which we've seen the number 1 seed get knocked off in the AFC plenty, you're hosting the championship game. And Buffalo in January can be a not very friendly place. Say you're playing the Dolphins or something, it's 35 below.
Yeah, Dolphins aren't a cold weather team.
Not a cold weather team. Could be. But in the NFL, a lot of the players are, they're from all over the place. So it's not like they've never seen snow before. But at the same time, they're not a cold weather team. Anyways, Dolphins, Bills. Chris?
I'm on the Dolphins here as well. I just think that how long are we really going to see the Bills keep their starters in if the Browns are really getting up on the Steelers here? I think they're going to want to rest some guys and keep guys as healthy as possible. Miami's got everything to play for here. They're trying to secure that spot. So I think Miami, sense of urgency here. I think they get the job done. So give me Miami.
Yeah, I agree. I like the Dolphins here. I mean, you got two of the best, 2 top teams in the AFC, but 2 of the best against the spread teams as well. Dolphins 11-4 and the Bills 10-5 against the spread. So I think the Dolphins have the better chance to win this game, obviously, just for what they're playing for. And, the winners of 4 of their last 5. This is a real good Dolphins team. The beginning of the season when they won some games, people might say, oh, it's a fluke. This team's for real. And I think that they deserve a playoff spot, and I think they're going to get one. So I'll take the Dolphins.
Any other coach to have a chance at Coach of the Year over Flores?
I don't think so. I couldn't. I mean, unless they don't make the playoffs, I don't. Maybe, but even still, I mean, just a complete turnaround.
This team drafted 5th last year. A lot of people thought they weren't going to be number 1. Rod, you think any other coach wins Coach of the Year outside of Brian Flores?
I don't think so.
This is one of the best.
He's got to win. He's got to win this award.
This guy, I mean, I've seen. I've watched football my whole life. I've dedicated my life to watching football. Right? I've seen the good ones. And I know when you see a good one. You just know it. This guy has that kind of potential to really. I mean, he's young. He's going to be around for a long time, and Dolphins like coaches who stick around for a very long time. This guy, he could own that town. I could see it. Because you could tell also that he has a very specific style. He plays his team. The Dolphins play a classic style. They run the ball. They play defense. They're not like every 4th down in inches they're going for it, like a lot of these other teams are. They're playing it very close to the vest, to the book. They're not going to beat themselves. They're not going to give the other team chances. If the other team beats them, they beat them. I think that's his thing. If they beat us, they beat us. But we're not going to give it to them.
Yeah, we're not going to make mistakes to hand them freebie points.
Like the Giants do.
Yeah, like the Giants do. Right?
Yeah, it's.
For me,
I'm thrilled as a Dolphin season ticket holder, as a lifetime Dolphin fan. I'm thrilled with this guy. We've had some of the worst freaking coaches. And I've said this before on the show. Dolphins, they call me all the time. Is there anything we can do for you? Said, I want a real head coach and a playoff team. I say it every single time. They're like, oh, can we upgrade your parking or whatever? Because I already have the upgrade parking. It's like I don't know why the hell they're calling, but it's like I don't even go to the games. I haven't been to a game.
What do you need upgraded parking?
I haven't been to a game in 25 years. It's like, but it's like we need a real head coach and a playoff team, and they've delivered. They've finally delivered. Cam Cameron is no longer in town, right? It's like, what was that? With the 10th overall selection. We just love Ted Ginn here. It's like, what? What just happened? Get to the next game. Got the Giants and the Cowboys. A lot at stake in this one.
Yeah, for me, this game hurts my heart because I bet $100 on the Cowboys to win the NFC East here. But this is the biggest filet-o-fish game on the line today. I got the Giants plus the 2 points. I just think they find a way to spoil Dallas's day here. The Giants win outright, but I'm going to take the 2 for safety.
Yeah, I don't know if it's filet-o-fish or Wendy's I'm going for, but I'm taking the Cowboys here. New York's offense has just been terrible the last few games. I think they're 19 points or less in their last 5. And Dallas, this is too talented of a roster to just go down without a whimper. So
they've gone down without Dallas. A whimper. They've been going down without a whimper. Did you see the Thanksgiving Day game against Washington? It went down without a whimper. National TV in front of everybody. It was the only game on. They didn't even have a college game against it this year. They had nothing. It was just that game. Mashed potatoes and Washington touchdowns.
I think they're classic chokers.
I think they are too, but I think that
You think Mike McCarthy's a classic choker, Super Bowl champion?
A big letdown, coach. I mean, he didn't do much for the Cowboys this year.
You don't think?
I think the Packers are doing better without him.
You think that game in San Francisco last year was better without him? You think that game against Tom Brady in Tampa Bay this year was better without him? I just don't remember McCarthy teams getting beat by 60 in Green Bay. I don't know. It's all a matter of what you want. Do you want to beat the Lions every time out? And McCarthy did that too. But it's like in the big games, do you want to get your ass wiped the floor with? I mean, not just beat. When the Packers lose, they get slaughtered. I mean, it is the Packers. When's the last time the Packers took a close loss? I mean, when they lose, it's 40, and it's an embarrassment. It's like a no doubter, like 40. Those are the worst halftimes, man. Packer halftimes, worst, man. They play in no close games. I don't know. I think this is an interesting game because we've seen the Giants. When they don't beat themselves, they're tough. But the last month, they've beaten themselves every single game. It's like the Giants cannot afford to turn the ball over. If they lose the turnover battle, they cannot win. They cannot win. If they settle for a field goal in make inside the 30-yard line, they cannot afford to miss that field goal. They just cannot afford those things. They cannot overcome them. They do not have the talent to do that. If they play a perfect game, can they beat anybody? Absolutely. We've seen it. But the last month, they've been so sloppy. They've looked like the Cowboys, who are fully capable of beating themselves. How about the Cowboys? I think the Cowboys a little too much ass slapping and not enough tackling. I think that's
just too much money on the Cowboys today.
Too much.
We'll see.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's an interesting game. There's a lot of these today, but in these must-win games, I guess it's for the Giants too. If the Giants win and then Washington loses, they're in. What a farce that would be. Who would they play? I mean, because playoff games, because opening round playoff games aren't known for being nail biters. Those are normally.
One of these teams are getting a home playoff game.
Probably Tampa Bay, I think.
Tampa Bay
would be the 5 seed.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll get some good calls going in their direction in that one too. That's the one you don't want to be in, right? You don't want to be going to Tampa because. No, it's actually you wouldn't be going to Tampa. You'd be going to New Orleans or Seattle. Oh no, you're right because they would be home.
Yeah,
they would be home.
One of these teams are getting a home playoff game
with no fans.
with no fans. Someone has to go in and play one of these.
That's the condition. You win you win your division 7-9. Don't get fans in your playoff game.
Yeah, there you go. At least the Bills get 6,000 roaring fans. But for me in this game, I think the Giants are going to win this game. Obviously the Cowboys offense has just come to life in the past few weeks. But against the Bengals, 49ers, and Eagles, the Giants have played, even though they've played miserable, they've played the Cardinals, Browns, and Ravens, 3 teams fighting for playoff positioning themselves. So I think the Giants have the stronger defense, and as long as Mitch said, they don't shoot themselves in the foot, I think the Giants are the better team. So I'll take the Giants to win this game.
I'm with you. Give me the Giants on the money line. I think that Giants D comes to play. They slow down Ezekiel Elliott as Giants run defense is pretty damn good. Making Dalton have to throw the ball, and he can turn the ball over just as much as anybody else. And Cowboys can shoot themselves in the foot.
Oh, absolutely. But here's a guy in his defense, and believe me, I'm hardly the Andy Dalton apologist of the world here. The Rifle made the playoffs more years in a row when he was in Cincinnati than any other quarterback in the NFL. More years in a row than anybody else. Did not win a playoff game. And even if they make it, he's probably not going to win one this year. But he made the playoffs more years in a row in his time in Cincinnati than any other quarterback in the NFL, including Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. Crazy.
That is crazy.
It's crazy.
I like the over. I think we're going to see some points.
Not sure about the Brady thing. Because I know the Pats only missed that 1 year, and Brady was out that year. But I don't know if Dalton's in the league then. But I know he made it then exactly the same amount as him. They made it every single year. They had a crazy playoff run under Marvin Lewis, who might surface as a head coach somewhere.
Maybe he'll coach the Jets.
Yeah, he might. Yeah.
Marvin Lewis, when he was with the Ravens, was one of the best defensive coordinators out there. These defensive coordinators generally, some are great head coaches like Belichick. Some, like Lovey. Just never quite get there.
I'm going to say Eric Bieniemy goes to the Jets. That's going to be my pick. I think he leaves Kansas City as the offensive coordinator and becomes a Jet coach.
I remember when he used to play at Colorado. Chris Berman used to call him when he played in the NFL, Eric sleeping with Bieniemy.
See a lot of 10s in that Cleveland game.
It's where it's been.
I've seen 10.5.
Yeah, it's 10 and a half.
You were saying 9 earlier.
There were 9s.
There were
9s.
9s.
8.5 in one book.
The lines are going
It's
crazy
all over the
right
board.
now. Probably the Steelers probably just announced, well, we're not going to play any of these other guys either. It's like, this is where you start to see guys you're saying, he's on that team? I didn't know he was on that team. Who's this guy? Kind of like the Dolphins on a weekly basis, right? Got Lions and the Vikings. This is a meaningless game here. Who's going to coach the Lions? Well, if Jim Harbaugh would have played his cards right, he could have been there.
Boy, what a stinky game. This is the game I care least about on the entire card. I'm going to play the under. I know the Lions defense is garbage, but I don't see many points get. I think they just go through the motions, get this game over with. I'm going to take the under. Lean.
Chris, any chance Urban Meyer goes to the Jets?
Okay.
Brian Kelly.
I was hearing Meyer to maybe the Jaguars, but I don't know, but maybe the Jets.
What about Brian Kelly?
You think he leaves Notre Dame?
Yeah, why would you leave Notre Dame, go to the Jets?
Well, because you can get in players that you can win with.
Fair.
Brian Kelly's a big ego guy, so I could see him taking that. I could see him doing it. He'd be a good fit. You better win.
Yeah,
I thought I heard Marvin Lewis. Marvin Lewis was talking about going to Detroit. That's what I heard.
He's a good fit there.
He might go there. That's what I'm thinking.
They'll win with him. They'll be a playoff team. Detroit with Marvin Lewis. They'll get some defense. That defense that Marvin Lewis had in Baltimore when they won the Super Bowl with
they were good.
The one against the Giants. They didn't score a touchdown for weeks on end and won the Super Bowl. Ray Lewis was the MVP of the league. Who was the quarterback? Trent Dilfer was the quarterback. You won the Super Bowl. That's how good that defense was. You win a defense with Trent Dilfer as your quarterback. Freaking good. You got a good defense, man, and a good kicker. They had a great kicker, Matt Stover.
Yeah.
Chris?
Yeah, I'm going to lean towards the Vikings here. I just think they have a ton of guys who are coming up on free agency and want to make an impact and get what's coming to them. I think Detroit's just got to figure out what's going on with the coaching staff and figure out what they have going forward, and they're not going to want to play themselves out of that high draft pick. So, give me Minnesota here.
Yeah, there's a couple games already in week 17 that are pretty rough ones, and this is definitely one of them. If you're forced to watch or bet this game, I'd take the Vikings. Just two two bad teams, but I think the Vikings have just the better team on paper. They just got blown out to the Saints, but yeah, the Lions are just terrible. So I'd like the points with Minnesota.
Yeah, take the Vikings here. Detroit checked out a long time ago, and we make nothing but money betting against Detroit. So take the Vikings.
I like the Vikings.
These are the games that Cousins. These are the games that Cousins wins. Meaningless, useless games. He comes out and he's like, "Yeah, ass slapping. I'm good."
I would say Jake Allen is not playing for Buffalo. I don't think he's on the team. Josh Allen.
I like ass slapping.
I will say Jake Allen is not playing for the Bills today. No, I believe me, I did the same shit. So I get called out all the time.
It just comes across the ticker.
I'm like, I mean, sometimes I'm doing the videos. It's like most of them are one take, but some of them are like 8. You know, it's just I can't even say the day. You know, Colts against the Jaguars. Yeah, Jags have wrapped up the number 1 overall pick, but I'd have to say it might be a little less clear cut that it's Trevor Lawrence right now. It's kind of like how Tua was last year. I think there's going to be someone that will emerge in the, in the combine. It could be Mac Jones, who's pinpoint accurate. The Jags need a lot more help than just they've never had a quarterback.
You got to have a quarterback.
They've never had a quarterback.
You got to take Lawrence.
Yeah, take that back.
No
They
doubt.
have to take a quarterback.
Yeah, for me, I'm going Jaguars here only because it seems like nobody's taking them today, and I don't know. Are the Colts really going to be motivated to kick the crap out of Jacksonville? I'm gonna go with Jacksonville. Take the points. Nothing big because they've been stinking it up. $60 bet on the Jags.
Yeah, I think the Colts win this game, but I think the Jags cover. I think Indy knows what they have to do to try to get into the playoffs here, and much as I like Jacksonville and betting against them over the last couple of weeks, I think this is a spot where we can take the Jags and ride 14 points. I think this is a 10-point win.
Yeah, as much as the public is hammering the Colts in this must-win game, I don't have the stomach to take the Jaguars here, but I'm going to take the over. The Jaguars' defense has been terrible. 41 points allowed to the Bears last week. I mean, that's when you know you really got a problem on defense. So Colts are going to put up some points. I think the Jags get in the end zone a couple times, and I like the over.
Rod?
And for me, I'll put a $60 bet on the Jags here. Give me the Jags plus the points. Jags have always played the Colts tight. I think the Colts win by 7.
Yeah, I like the Colts a lot here. I think the Colts win by about 50. Jaguars are drafting first in the NFL draft for a reason, because they're the worst team in the NFL this year. The Colts are playing for a playoff spot. They need to win to get in. If there's ever a game that they're going to run somebody over at home, it's not like it's in Jacksonville in front of a full stadium to play spoiler. It's not like it's any of those things. This is a mismatch from top to bottom. This is a playoff team that potentially they get in there, they could go all the way. They have a roster and a team that could go all the way. They have that type of team against the team that's drafting first in the NFL draft. This is a back up the truck play. I mean,
did you get Uber Eats in Hawaii where you're at?
I don't know. I cook.
I'm ordering you McDonald's near you too, right?
I don't know. I haven't eaten McDonald's since I was like 5.
I'm sending you over a couple of filet-o fishes on that one.
Oh, I don't care. I'll tell you what. You don't need to send it over. I got a sports car in the garage that's paid for by people like you on picks like that. I'm gonna drive right on over there. I could buy the whole fucking restaurant with that. Trust me, I don't talk about it. I talk about like my bank account and all that shit like the other guys, right? I don't need to do that. But I'll tell you what, with picks like this, like your Chargers pick against the Dolphins earlier this season, Exactly the same thing. It's like, these are the ones that pay for shit like that. These are the ones. I mean, they don't come around that often. They don't come around that often. Yeah, I lost the Alabama game. Big deal. But how many of these other ones that I said, how many of these other games throughout the years when I say I love it, how many of those have I lost? Two out of 50? Well, we could pick apart at it. But I do not see an angle where the Jags are even on the field in this game. I mean, you could look at betting lines and who's betting what and whatever, but first, you got to handicap the game. And there's not one matchup in this game where the Jaguars have any kind of edge. Where's their edge in the handicapping part of it? Where is their edge? Because somebody bet $100 on it, and it moved the percentage one thing. Fuck that.
Colts have no motivation to blow out the Jags in this game.
They need to win to get in. They lose, they could be out. If they lose, they're watching. If they lose and the Ravens win, the Dolphins win, and these other teams win, they are at home next week watching the playoffs. They have every bit of motivation to win. It's not like they've already clinched a playoff spot. They need to win to get in.
Well, they will. They will again. We're just not saying they're going to win by.
Oh yeah, we're just going to coast. We need to win. So what we'll do is we'll leave the fucking back door open. In a professional football game, yeah, that's a smart move. That's a coach. That's and I'll tell you who's an asshole Chris Peterson type coach is Frank Reich. He's a drive the dagger in guy. He's not let's manage the thing and kick the field goal. He's let's run this Taylor guy down their fucking throats. That's exactly what he is. I don't see it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm the fillet of fish in the square. Maybe, there's sucker. If you don't know who the sucker is at the table, it's you. But I'll tell you one thing. I do not see a take the foot off the gas angle in a must-win game against the worst team in the NFL. Because if you lose to the worst team in the NFL and you miss the playoffs because you lost to the team that has the number 1 overall draft choice, 1 and 14 coming in, and you lose at home to them, you got a lot of splaining to do, Lucy. You got a lot of splaining to do. It ain't going to happen. It ain't going to be close. It's going to be 35-0 at halftime. And then they're going to put the scrubs in and score another 20. I don't see it, man. I don't see it. How could you not be motivated for a must-win game? Well, what we're going to do is, because they're a professional football team, we'll just take it easy on them. I mean, it's not like DeForest Buckner's not playing this week, right? I mean, when the Colts have not been good this year, you look at their losses, it's games that he didn't play. He's the best player in the NFL. The Niners didn't want to pay him. They traded him for a first-round pick. The trade of the century. I don't know, man. I'm just absolutely missing this then. Maybe I don't understand anything about football anymore. Maybe I don't understand.
I think there's better opportunities for your money out there than this game.
What? What is a better opportunity than a must-win team at home against a team with the worst record in the entire NFL? What is a better opportunity than that? What could possibly be better than that? What could possibly be better than playing the worst team in the entire NFL? Okay, the worst team. Is Luton starting today, Chris? Let's hope so.
It's probably Minshew, if I had to guess.
No, I'd say Luton or Glennon.
It's Glennon.
Glennon. Mike Glennon.
They're all stiffs. It doesn't really matter.
No, it matters. It matters. I don't understand the logic. I would love to hear the angle outside of this 38%. I would love to hear an angle outside of this 38% thing or 22%. I'd love to hear a matchup handicapping angle that takes me off of this pick. Because you know what? I'll go hedge.
There's no problem with
I'll go hedge. I'll go hedge. Because you know why? Since I bet it, the line's moved 3.5 points. I got it at 12.
That's a good number. I think it's the 14-point game.
And that's what the line is.
Get you. It's 14.5.
I got that. It was 14 this morning when we started the show. Let me see what I have. I don't see this angle, and maybe I'm blind. I'm begging you guys to tell me. So I'm seeing 15s now, 14 and a halves and 15s. You're right, and I see a 14 at Caesars still. You can get 14 at Caesars. You can get 14 at Play MGM in New Jersey as well. So there's 14s, there's 15s, 14, but I like it anywhere.
Rams are down to a pick, a couple spots, which is odd with that quarterback that's in there. It was 2.5 this morning. No. Eagles are sitting at 6.5 now. That's not good.
Let's get to the next game. Texans against the Titans. Maybe we'll have Brian on with me at halftime for that Jaguars-Colts game. I'll be doing double halftimes today.
I'm going to take the Texans here against the Titans. I need the Titans to have a big game for my fantasy team, but Texans are one of those teams that somehow, if you can get the 7.5, I'd go a little bit bigger. At 7, you're looking at a push probably.
The Texans are such a 7-point team. They are, man. It's like they lose by 7 more than anybody. That's another job that's open, right? Texans job?
I believe so.
Maybe Tom Herman comes in after the Cliff Kingsbury experiment. Take the fired college coach, make him your head coach. I know Chris never saw that Tom Herman firing coming.
No. As bad as my glasses are, I could even see that coming.
I'd love to know what I'm missing in this Colts Jaguars game. I'm befuddled.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna take the Titans here. I think that J.J. Watt's little calling out of the team might have inspired them if it was a few weeks ago, but it's far too late for that to do anything coming into this one. I think Tennessee still has a chance at the AFC South. I think they get the job done here, win this one by at least 10 points. So give me Tennessee here.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the Titans clinched the division with a win here, and like Chris said, J.J. Watt, that big meeting with saying his players don't care to win, and that's just the case for the Texans this season. They just haven't looked like they want to be there, and I don't think they're going to want to be there today. Titans certainly want to win this game and win it pretty comfortably, so I'll lay the points with the Titans.
For me in this one, I like the Titans. Good shot. This game is a push, though. I like the under more. Give me the under 54.5. I do think JJ Watt's little rant will ramp up the Texans defense just a little bit. I know Henry's trying to be the guy who can make the 2,000-yard rushing club. He's got a little way to get there, but he's got a good chance against the Texans. The Titans will be definitely running the ball with Henry, trying to get him that number, get him over 2,000. And this Texans defense is allowing rushers to run over 100 yards. So I like the Titans and I like the under.
Still looking at this Jaguars depth chart. I'm trying to figure this out. Maybe I really missed something. Tell you what, I can't believe Tyler Eifert's still healthy. Maybe he missed half the season. He's just coming back now. I don't know. Yeah, this is a game I'm not going to be betting, that's for sure. This is one I could see it landing on the 7. I could see the Titans blowing them out, too. Titans need to win. Same thing, right? You need to win. But the Texans, actually, I think, of the need to win games, are the toughest of the opponents today. Because some of these other guys are, they're obviously cashing it in early. I'm going to take the, I don't know. I know I gave out the Titans in the video, only because they're the must-win team. But we'll go home team with the heads and away with the tails. Oops. That's not a good sign. Tails. Titans for me.
Does the Magic 8 Ball say the Jags have a chance?
That's what I was going to say. That's exactly what I was going to say. Do the Jags have any chance of covering today? We're not saying they're going to cover. Do they have any chance whatsoever?
Most definitely. That's what I see.
Outlook not so good.
Well, signs point to yes.
Try it again.
No, I'm not trying it again. It is what it is. The 8 Ball has spoken. All right, Brian, you've got a friend. Made by Hasbro.
Good old 8 Ball. I like that sucker. much better than the penny.
I can't
said that on the Iona recruiting trip too.
That's right.
I knew that was coming.
Oh, actually, it flipped and said my reply is no.
Fuck that 8 Ball out.
The best was on Survivor when the guy brought the Magic 8 Ball and then there was a fire and the whole thing melted into like a pile on the ground. Let's see. Saints against the Panthers. So the Saints, all their running backs are out. It's been the year of resourcefulness. So who plays running back now? Is it Taysom Hill? I don't understand.
Montgomery and Hill.
Taysom Hill and who's
and Montgomery? I guess he's a tight end.
Oh, so like what the Packers did a few years ago?
Yeah.
All right. Brian?
Yeah, I'm going to go Carolina here. They're a scrappy little bunch. They've covered for me a few times this season. I think they can keep it within the number. I like the Saints, but yeah, I like the plus points and the Panthers at home here.
I'm going to take a pass. Chris?
Yeah, that's my line. I mean,
this is the game for me to do it. This one and the Titans.
Yeah, I'll lean towards New Orleans here, just because we've seen them. They still have an outside shot at that top seed in the NFC. So I think if anybody's got anything to play for, it's New Orleans. So I'll lean towards the Saints.
I'm going to take the Panthers and the points. Despite being 5-10 overall, the Panthers are actually 9-6 against the spread. So they've covered a lot of numbers this season, and I think they're going to get another one here to end the season. No McCaffrey, but I still think that this Panthers defense has performed a lot better than we all thought. This was like a projected one of the worst defenses, and they've actually played pretty well. So I think they do enough here at home. Get your cover. You're getting 6 points. That's too much, I think. So I'll take Carolina.
It's been the secondary that really has played a lot better for the Panthers. They're looking right now, if the season ended today, the Panthers would be drafting 9th. With a win, they could drop as low as 15th.
So for me, I like the under in this game. I definitely don't see a shootout in this game. Just as you just said, the Panthers secondary, the Saints are going to have to throw the ball if they want to win this game. So I like the under. Give me the under.
I don't like this game at all either. Another one I don't like. I'll go with your under too. I think it's going to be under. We got the Broncos against the Raiders. The Broncos looking at the 10th overall pick if the season ended today before the games, and the Raiders at 16th. The Raiders, it's been an outright collapse of this team. They've lost their last 3 games in a row. They had a shot at the playoffs. They looked to be, a playoff team earlier this season. It's these losses to the Chiefs in the AFC West that are really these teams undoing. It's like they lose to the Chiefs and then spiral, and that's exactly what happened in Vegas. I'll tell you one thing about Vegas too, and this is another COVID thing, and we could take it as it is or whatever. 2-6 in the new stadium. do you think of that?
The new black hole.
The new stadium in Vegas. It's not the black hole.
No, I'm saying like it's the new black hole where all the winds go through.
They can't call it that.
I know. I'm not saying they're going to call it that. I'm just saying that's where all the winds are going.
I don't know where it is, but it's like
a black hole.
2-6 at home. Unacceptable. Brian, what do you think?
Yeah, for me in this game, I'm going to go. It almost was a premium pick. I'm going with the Denver Broncos plus the points at home. I know Broncos lost 2, Raiders lost 3 straight. I just think the Raiders are more deflated. Broncos are going to run the ball with their 2 running backs, and they're one of those teams that sneaks out wins every once in a while. Denver's never an easy place to play. I'll take the points in Denver.
Yeah, I'm on Denver in the points as well. I think Drew Lock needs to sort of solidify his position as a starting quarterback for the Broncos, so that they don't go after somebody in the draft. I think Vegas saw their postseason dreams go up in smoke. They're still going to be a little bit hungover from that, kind of like we've seen from New England. So give me the Broncos and the points as well.
Ron Romanelli.
Yes, sir. In this game, I think it's a coin flip to me. I think both teams are pretty similar. I mean, obviously the Raiders had a great start.
I have a coin.
Yeah. But instead of using that coin, I think the valuable play is the Broncos on the money line. If you're getting plus 120, 125 with 2 teams I think have an even chance of winning this game, I think that's where the value lies. So I'll take Broncos money line.
Ron Romanelli is a coin tease. We've got Rod. What's up?
Yeah, I'm with Ron on this one. Give me the Broncos on the money line. I see plus 130. The Raiders team is checked right out. Broncos in Mile High are going to win this game. They're going to stuff the Raiders and get a win. End off the season here.
Be sure to hit the like button. We've got 1,331 people watching our show. Pretty cool. It's amazing to watch this thing grow, Amazing. When I first started College Football Place, my first website, the first month we had three visitors. And the next month, Fox Sports contacted me saying they wanted to use one of my articles on their website. I'm like, holy shit, you're one of my 3 readers. People are like, what'd you say to them? I said, holy shit, you're one of my 3 readers.
3, that's a crap I used to get last year when I used to do the other show. About 3.
Hey, you got to start somewhere. As long as it's not 6 months later and you're still at 3.
Or even less.
Or less. Or less.
You have -1 viewers. How's that possible?
Well, Mom likes count double, so you could have at least 4.
I turn my computer on. It
always comes down to Mom likes.
That pushes you over the top.
Ron Romanelli was telling me his grandmother was cooking for the holidays. Man, it's just not even fair.
I think she's watching. Hi, Grandma.
Grandma likes count 3 times as much.
Yes.
Hey, Grandma, be sure to smash the like button. Send me some of that leftover sauce. Sunday, it's the big day.
Mm-hmm.
We all know that. Brian, we got your pick. Chris, did you take a pick here? Denver.
Yeah, we're all around. Rod just gave out the Broncos.
Oh, I like the Broncos too. I almost gave it out as a premium pick.
Another we had a lot of consensuses.
Yeah, like the Jaguars. We got the Bears against the Packers.
I'm going to be getting texts about the Jaguars.
I said the F word with
2
grandma.
minutes into the game. They're down 7-0. You're in trouble now. 55-0 coming soon.
Ron's reading the text from his grandmother because I said the F-bomb. It's like, tell him not to say that.
you tell him not to say that word or he's not getting any sauce.
You're going to get your mouth washed out with soap.
Yeah, my wife is the eye roll perfected. Did you just tell the woman that you're using all the savings from the at Safeway? You give them the card. Did you just tell the woman at Safeway you're spending all that money that you saved on drugs and hookers again?
Can we underline again?
Yes, I did.
But the Magic 8 Ball told me to do it.
Again, is that a drug reference?
Depends how you want to take it.
Another one.
Another one.
Yeah, the odd thing, I think what always catches people by surprise, like at those places, is that I'm always the guy who's the joker at the cash register, but I also am the guy that always hits the like whatever they're taking donations for. Like when I picked up like the college basketball preview magazine and stuff, they were doing the drive for the books, for the wherever it was going. I just bought all of them. I like to give, man. I do. I'm way into it. Makes you feel good. It always comes back. I know, but I don't give, I don't get. So if you're not someone that gives, you think you don't have the money to give, you're wrong. You could always give something. And you will get back. Always works that way.
Yeah, I don't always have to give money. Like,
oh, yeah, you do. It has to be.
I like to give coupons.
It has to be money.
Well, here we have this thing called snow and ice. So you're driving along, and if you see someone stuck and they're like,
well, that's called doing the next right thing.
Then you get most.
Well, that's the
you
next right
drive
thing.
right by and wave.
I mean, everyone like.
I like to give guys coupon codes.
I mean, everyone has like extra stuff, to give, but it's like no one ever has extra money. So it's like you got to put yourself in an uncomfortable position, Give money. It's like,
now they're like people are like uncomfortable with donating. Like, oh, I don't have any cash. I only have cards. Now they've got the terminals at the thing to say, well, now you got no excuse.
How about the guys in New York City that ask you for specific amounts? You got 50 cents. It's like, sorry, I only got 20s on me. It's like I never understood the exact amount request. You got $3? Sorry, all I got is $5. Bears and the Packers. I once gave a guy my coat. A homeless guy almost caught pneumonia.
I wonder if Buffalo's sitting Allen, because that line's going to 3 now for Buffalo, +3. Anyway.
Normally it will list on my board. Let me take a quick look. See if there's any breaking news. Oh, you know who usually has it? Television. The magic of television. Speaking of the Bears-Packers, who do you like in this one, Brian?
I think this might be the best free pick I give out today, but I'm all over the Bears +4.5. I'm going to enjoy watching the Aaron Rodgers fanboys lose one here.
I've got 27 leans today.
I think the Bears defense comes to play. Nothing better in this rivalry than beating Green Bay at home. So I'm going to take the points in the Bears. I think they keep it tight.
Lean of the day.
It's my lean of the day. I'm leaning so far in this one I might fall off my chair. Take the Bears plus the points.
It's my lean of the day. So I'll be even less accountable than I am for my free picks. It was just a lean.
Well, see, I try to keep my NFL premiums down to 3.
I don't show my documented record for my premium picks, and these other ones are just free picks, and then it's like these are just lean. So it's like basically, here's a bunch of gum wrappers. We'll just pick one out. It says tacos. Whatever. I'm so over it that I'm not over it. Chris?
I'm on the Packers here.
Spit it out.
Can't help it. I like the Packers here. I just think, Mitch. I haven't been a fan of Mitch Trubisky ever since he took over that offense, and this is the same Packers and Bears teams that just had the Packers win by 16 in the first meeting just over a month ago. So I don't see anything changing.
Well, Here's what I don't understand. Okay, you just said I'm not a Mitch Trubisky fan, but then you took the Jaguars against the Colts, and he put 41 on them last week. So what are you saying?
Trubisky's look better.
That the Bears' offense is better than the Colts?
I don't even remember taking the Jaguars in that game, but I don't know. I just think
you did. You absolutely took the Jags.
Okay, well, I'm saying I couldn't remember.
Well, I remember.
I
take it personally.
I just think last game of the season, I think Green Bay can lock up the number 1 seed with a win here.
I thought moving to the new year was a good time to move Chris exclusively to the drive-thru. Give him an identity.
I don't even know my identity anymore after that.
Give him a real identity. Drive-thru Chris.
Yeah. No, I like Green Bay here.
I'll be like, yeah, Chris Ruffalo does that. Oh, from the drive-thru? Yeah. That Chris. I like the drive-thru.
I like the drive-thru too.
I'm good for once a week. We're all regulars on the drive-thru. It's 6 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday. Tony T and Chris are the hosts. Tony's a great host, right? We could have like a game show on there and have Tony host it too.
I love Tony T.
Yeah, he's a great host. He keeps it. He's way more organized as a host than I am, right? He's just really has it together. He never swears. It's like
Tony's nicer to me.
Yeah. Tony doesn't send the paychecks either.
Yeah, that's true.
I have to run it like a company. It's not always easy. I mean, I think that's the one thing that people it's the one thing that when I do business with people that it catches them from left field. And I know it does, because normally I'm like this casual guy, like no problem, whatever, everything's cool, we're all good, whatever. But when it comes to like business things or whatever, I'm super quick and decisive, and it's like it normally catches people way off guard. Because I do take what we do seriously, except for this. Where am I? Bears, Packers. This is like a classic NFL matchup, right? Just classic. What's the weather at Soldier?
It's
28, 30 degrees.
30 degrees? I like a good 20 below.
Yeah.
Soldier Field. I love
For me,
Soldier Field. I miss it.
Yeah, this is going to be a great game to watch. One of the best ones on the board today, and I'm going to take the Chicago Bears getting the points. I think they win this game outright. This is a must-win game for Chicago, obviously, and the Bears' offense has woken up, and even though they've played some pretty bad teams, they've looked good. And I'm not sure if they win this game outright, but getting more than that field goal, I think that's where the value lies. So I'll take the Bears.
Well, we'll never forget the way they thrilled the nation with that T formation. Bear down.
I like the cut of Ron's jib. He gives that good. Ron's running.
That's creepy. Rod, what do you got? Don't touch him. I want you registered anytime you're within 150 yards of him.
For me, I'm gonna take the over. I think both teams are gonna put points on the board, and we're gonna go over. I think this number is just way too low. I think we're going over the number.
Bears 457, Packers -3. The Bears. Chiefs against the Chargers. Anthony Lynn's probably last game as a head coach of the Chargers is my guess. I mean, I don't know if that's the case or not, but I can't see how he weathers this one. But at least he gets the magical gift that any defensive coordinator would just love to see. Chad Henne will be starting today for the Kansas City Chiefs. You go from Patrick Mahomes to Chad Henne. I don't think there's a bigger drop-off in the entire NFL from starter to backup. I think maybe Goff to Bortles, and Goff just doesn't have the high side, that Mahomes does, right? So it's like that's what the difference is here. But Chad Henne's really good at throwing the ball into open spaces with absolutely nobody there. And also he throws the ball where nobody can catch it, including his receivers. He throws it like, 3rd and 6, he throws it like 4 yards out of bounds, over the receiver's head or just like where nobody could possibly catch it. It's like I've heard of leading the receiver. I've heard of throwing it, back shoulder, or the defender can't get to it, all those things. Chad Henne, he has a whole different angle on things. This guy, I did not even know he was still with the varsity. Brian?
Yeah, this is my square pick of the day. I'm going to go with the Chargers to beat up on the Chiefs in a rival game. They don't get very many opportunities to win big over the Chiefs, and I think they go into KC and beat them by 2 touchdowns. Take the Chargers.
The Ravens have the tiebreaker over the Browns?
No clue.
I don't think so. I don't know, but I don't think so.
Well, there's no way Browns lose that game. They might just help them into the end zone if they have to.
Baltimore's ahead of Cleveland.
They are?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I got
based
it
on
backwards.
head-to-head 2-0. And ahead of Indianapolis based on head-to-head.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, there you have it.
Yeah.
Because they've been saying that the Ravens were on the outside looking in for weeks.
And I lean towards the Chargers in this one. I just think
Chad Henne wasn't all horrible, or he wouldn't be in the league for 2 decades. He's just old and washed now. No, he was never good. He was never good. He was never good. Let's look at, all right, we'll go around the horn. By the time we get to me, I'll be able to find Chad Henne's wonderful career statistics. This is definitely a guy that has more interceptions than touchdowns. And I'm going to guess his completion percentage is in the 40s.
I'm on the Chargers here. I think there is that drop off from Mahomes to Henne, and I think it's just going to be too much. The Chargers' offense hasn't been all that bad lately. I'll take the Chargers to get the win on the final day of the season with the cover.
Wow, Chad Henne is a career 59% completion percentage.
58 touchdowns.
63 interceptions. So he completes a lot to the other team.
Yeah, for that reason, I'm going to take the Chargers here. I don't see the Chiefs doing much, and obviously they don't need to. And just getting ready for the playoffs. This is going to be a game where they throw Los Angeles a bone, so I'll take the Chargers.
I don't know much about the QB rating system. What's the high end of the QB rating system?
158.3, I think.
Chad Henne's a 75.6. Career guy. His in Miami, he was a. In Miami, his QBR was. Let's see. In Miami, it was 75.7. In Jacksonville, 75.2. In Kansas City, it's 94 because he never plays. He's thrown 9 passes in Kansas City in 2 years. He's played in 3 games. 77% completions in Kansas City. Of his 9 passes, he completed 7.
Well, good thing he's not going to have to throw the ball much today.
I really hate that guy. I'm just mad as a Dolphin fan. What a bust that guy was. 31 touchdowns for Miami and how many interceptions? A lot. 31 touchdowns, 37 interceptions for the Dolphins. God, was he terrible. So stinks, man. I mean, it's not like he didn't play either. 14 starts, 6-8. Finally, he went 0-4 in 2011. That's it. You're out of here. I'd like to see Henny get lit up a couple times today.
What if he comes out and has a good game and beats them?
It's not going to happen. It is not going to happen.
Which has more of a chance?
Not going to happen.
Covering,
not going to happen.
Covering?
Not going to happen.
Both? Neither? Not going to happen?
He's going to get lit up. That will happen. Well, Chad Henne complete more than 50% of his passes.
Outlook seems good.
Don't count on it. Don't count on it. I like the Chargers here. Filet-O-Fish. Parlayed up with the Colts.
See, I do take some public plays there. I'm all over the Chargers.
Got the San Francisco 49ers. Boy, how the mighty have fallen. 6-9 on the season, heading in to State Farm Stadium in Phoenix, taking on the Cardinals. The Seahawks. 11-4 on the season for Seattle. They got a shot at number 2 in the NFC. Do they have a shot at number 1? I don't think the Packers have wrapped up number 1.
Yeah, they
Seahawks do have a shot. Yeah,
they beat the Packers? Because they would finish with the same record if they win and Packers lose. Head-to-head would be the thing. I know they played, right?
Yeah, the Seahawks definitely have a shot. They will earn the top seed with a win and losses by Green Bay and New Orleans.
There you have it. Brian?
Yeah, that could happen. But in this game, I'm going to take the Niners plus the points. Niners won a game in Arizona last week when Arizona had everything to play for. I think the Niners have a good enough roster to keep this within a touchdown against a very good Seattle team. So I'm going to go with the Niners.
Chris, Pete Carroll in a big game. Clappy.
Yeah. That's why I'm going to take the Seahawks here. Just think that they'll want to make a statement going into the playoffs, and right or wrong, I got to think Clappy's going to have his guys lined up for this one. So give me the Seahawks. I'll lay the points.
And everyone knows I'm not a big Shanahan guy. What do you think?
I mean, obviously this year was kind of just a wash based on the injuries and stuff, but he's done some things right. He's done a lot of things wrong, but I think he's still young, so I think it could be some.
His biggest wrong was Super Bowl, last 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's a big wrong for sure.
It's a big one. Tough to overcome it. It would have been one thing if they bounced right back, but normally Super Bowl losers, the next year they are not good, and then the following year they're good. It's just the way that it generally works.
Yeah, I think this 49ers team is going to be pretty decent next year. Like I said, just a lot of injuries and just kind of like a bad draw this year. But in this game, I think that they're going to compete with the Seahawks. It's a rivalry game, and Seahawks are trying to get that top seed, but it's unlikely. I mean, the Saints and the Packers would have to lose. And I don't see that happening. So I think that the Niners could catch a cover here, getting the points.
I'm watching Ruffalo's facial expressions down there in the corner. He's looking like they only have Count Chocolate during Halloween now. It's like looking at his screen, and then he gets kind of the halfway smile. He's like, they still got a couple of boxes left.
Stop looking at my screen.
Rod, what do you got?
I like the under. 49ers still missing a whole pile of pieces on offense here. So they're putting up a whole pile of points. And this Seahawks defense has definitely come to play since their start of the year of giving up 50 points a game. They're definitely not doing that anymore. I like the under. Give me the under 46.
Everyone knows I love me some Clappy I love me some Clappy in the big games. And this guy's a big game coach. He knows how to get his players up. Like this. Clappy will be clapping like no one's business today. Give me Clappy in the Seahawks. Not a lot of Clappy head coaches out there. Clappy is the most though. Got the Rams +1 against the Cardinals. This one's kind of moving around a lot. The Rams have where was this guy at? Well, where did they get him from?
Wake Forest.
Yeah,
Wake
but
Forest.
where was he last week?
McDonald's.
Yeah. Getting the fillet of fish.
Getting the fillet of fish.
It's
Yeah.
behind
That's
Bitler
right,
and
he's
line.
making all those great filet of fishes.
He's probably watching the show, smashing the like button.
Yeah. In this game, I'm going to go with the under. I don't see how these two teams are going to score that too many points in this one. Rams have a good, solid defense. I'm going to take the under here. I'm not wild about it.
Yeah, I'm going to take the under as well. We're missing both quarterbacks potentially for this one. Even if we're not, they're still probably going to be far from 100%. So I think there's going to be a lot of running the ball. Just try to get out of this game as healthy as possible. Give me the under.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. In order for the Rams to have a chance in this game, they're going to have to rely on their tenacious defense. And I think that they're going, but the defenses of both teams are going to do well, obviously, with John Walford in there. Probably not going to damage the Cardinals' secondary much. So I think the under is a strong play, under 41.
Yeah, I agree. Give me the under. Definitely not going to see a whole pile of points. Cardinals definitely missing a bunch of pieces on offense as well. So we're definitely not seeing a high-scoring shootout in this one. Divisional battle. Go under.
I do like the under, but I gotta go with the Cardinals here as well because I just don't like Brocker's out for the Rams. I just think that's a problem for that defense. He's a lot bigger piece of the puzzle than people give him credit for. He's one of the keys. Cooper Kupp would be a perfect guy for a Walford, that needs a safety blanket. Out for this one. Darrell Henderson, Akers, all out for the Rams. They're just missing too much here, Too much. Floyd might not play. So, just a lot of missing pieces out here for the Rams and for the Cardinals. I'm going to go for the Cardinals here. I think they win it for Larry. It's probably his last regular season game. He's questionable. My guess it's his last regular season game. Hall of Fame career. Eagles against the Washington Eskimos. Brian.
Yep, for me in this one, there's some COVID issues now with the Eagles secondary. I think their cornerback position. So I'm a little worried about it. I got Jalen Hurts scoring the first touchdown at 10-1. But in this game, it's a premium pick. I took the Eagles plus the points. I don't know if Alex Smith is 100% in this one. I think the Eagles defense can get to him. I'm a little worried about the COVID issues at the secondary, though.
What about the massive line move?
Yeah, the massive line moves. The Eagles are going to be down corners in this game because the COVID just put out. So I'm worried about it.
I'm going to lean towards Washington. but I still have to look into it. But I'm leaning towards Washington just because I think they're the only team with something at stake here, and they got the better defense to make Jalen Hurts' life hell for 60 minutes. So I'm leaning towards that. I'm going to take Terry McLaurin to score the first touchdown.
Then before the show, I was on the Eagles plus the points, but now with the line moving, I'm a little scared a bit. So I'm going to lean on the under in this game. Obviously Washington's defense is the reason why they're in a position to make the playoffs and win the division. And if they're going to get the job done, they're going to have to rely on their D. So I think this game's going to go under. And for my first touchdown, I'm going to go with Alex Smith. I think he's going to run it in there for a touchdown.
Dumping snow at MetLife Stadium in the Meadowlands. Rod.
Nice.
For me in this one, I agree. I like the under. The first meeting of the year was 27-17, 44 points. Both teams are going to run the ball. I like the under. Give me the under in this one. I'm definitely not going to have a high-scoring shootout in this one.
I gave the Eagles in my video. I'm switching, taking Washington. We're going to win. Washington going to win. And Alex Smith is going to be the story of the season. First touchdown will be Sanders.
Dion.
What?
I was joking, Dion Sanders. That's my attempt at humor.
Everybody in the chat's asking if we're doing 500 likes for a premium because we got 500.
Do we?
I just gave out a Washington one. That's probably.
I got the Colts.
Do you really? I couldn't have figured that one out.
Yeah, I got the Colts and I really like it.
I got Green Bay.
I'm taking the Browns.
I'm taking Green Bay. Give me the Packers. No Bears. I don't even get that. Give
They're
me
the
Packers.
pride and joy of Illinois.
Yeah, but the Packers want a first-round bye, and so does Aaron Rodgers. So they're going to come out and get it.
Yeah, I disagree.
We'll never forget the way they throw
Me and Rod.
with their
Fighting it out.
T-formation. Bear down, Chicago.
That Bears defense is going to give Aaron Rodgers some problems. That offensive line. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
I wish I could swap out my play on Washington for the Bears. If I could, I would. But I can't. So.
Okay. Tell you what, rivalry game, Soldier Field, Week 17.
Khalil Mack's gonna be juiced up.
Oh, they're gonna be juiced.
Zach Ertz scores the first touchdown for the in the Sunday night gamer.
He's not playing. No, I'm just kidding.
Who?
I'm just kidding.
Ertz for the Eagles scores the first touchdown.
All right. Got the Celtics against the Pistons. The Pistons got the win last time out against the Celtics, 3-point win. Green, I believe, out for the Celtics here. A lot of guys on the Pistons questionable. Haven't seen any updates on some of these guys. One of them's Blake Griffin. He's got the concussion going on. Kemba, of course, out for the Celtics. Brian?
Yeah, if you have to bet this game, take the points in the Pistons. I'm not wild about it, but
You think they double cover against the Celtics and back-to-backers after beating them last time?
I'm not. If I could say take a pass, I probably would take a pass.
You could say take a pass. You can say we got plenty of other games on today's card because we do. Chris?
Yeah, I would lean towards Detroit as well, but it's probably my pass.
Ron?
There are better options.
Sorry, guys. I'm going to have to pass on this one.
Nice. See? That's how you step up to the plate and take a hard pass.
I'm passing.
I learned that from Chris the other day.
Free picks for everyone. Because Romanelli's passing. Rod?
I'll take the under. Lean the under. a whole lot of pile of scoring in this one.
Celtics by 30. Wizards against the Nets.
I'm gonna take the Washington Wizards here. I bet it earlier today, got 8.5. I see it's at 8, 7.5. I think Washington can keep it striking distance with the overrated Brooklyn Nets.
So isn't Cheese Whiz what they put on the Philly cheesesteak?
Yep.
Yeah,
good stuff.
They call it Wit, right? Wit? Wit.
Really?
Yeah.
They put Cheese Whiz on it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gross.
Oh, no.
I'm
telling you, I don't eat red meat, but I'm tempted. I might have to make the once in a lifetime, once every 50-year exception.
I think you'd like it, Rod.
I would eat one. There's Geno's and Pat's, and I would probably eat one each.
As long as it's not actual whiz, like right out of the jar.
Oh, it is.
Whiz.
Oh, it is.
Oh, then I can't do that. No, that stuff's one ingredient off of glue, man. You want more ingredient in Cheese Whiz, and we've got. I'm
telling
glue.
you, man.
I can't eat that stuff.
There's no way you could pass. I mean, I don't even eat meat. I'm not ready to pass. Chris?
I'm gonna take. Oh, jeez, I'm gonna take the under here.
Chris, I'm gonna take the jalapeno cheese.
Yeah, I was thinking about Cheese Whiz for a sec.
Well, they call it. There's it's like I don't eat meat, but it looks awesome. It's like that. If I'm going to eat meat, that's what I'm going to eat. Like something like that where it runs down your face, you know? Ron?
Yeah, and this one, I think the story of the Nets and probably the Lakers and a couple other teams is going to be just get to the playoffs. You know, you're going to be a top 3 seed. So, you know, why beat the brakes off teams? And I think that's going to be the case in this game. I'll take the Wizards and the points. Nets win, but they don't win by more than 5.
Yeah, I'm with you. Give me the Wiz. The Wizards. The Nets will just. They're not going to cover this spread. That's just way too many. The Wizards are feeling good about themselves off to their first win of the year. They come in and hang close with the Nets.
I don't know. I think this is a tough one. The Nets, to me, seem like one of those teams that's like, if they feel like playing, they can beat anybody by a bunch. If they don't feel like playing, they're going to lose outright. But, you know, the Wizards did get swept at home by the Bulls. Back-to-backs. Not a good sign. Grizzlies against the Lakers. You know, Brian loves taking the Lakers. He doesn't even look at the stats. He just says.
In this spot, I'm going to go small on the Lakers here. I'm not seeing what everybody's liking about Memphis early in my samples. So I'm going to lean towards the Lakers here. I think they can get a double-digit win.
I'm gonna take Memphis. I'm gonna lean towards Memphis in the points. There's just a lot of injury news out right now, so it's hard to sort through it. But Memphis is gonna want to compete. I think they're gonna show up for this one against the Lakers. Give me Memphis in the points.
I'm gonna take the under here. I think both teams are missing a ton of people. You know, we don't even know if LeBron's playing. KCP might not play. Caruso's out. Obviously, Ja's out for a while. You know, this is a game where I think we're going to struggle to get to 100 points each team, so I'm going to take the under.
Yeah, I'm with you. First to 100 wins this game. Gonna give me the under.
Take Memphis. Got Minnesota against Denver. T-Wolves won their first 2, have lost their last 3. Denver looks like a shell of the team that we saw last year so far. Ryan?
Yeah, I'm going to take Minnesota at home with all these points. I know they've lost a couple in a row, but I think it's just too many points for the Nuggets on the road. Give me Minnesota plus the points.
Yeah, until Denver turns it around, I'm going to lean towards Minnesota and the points as well. Minnesota, their struggles were on the road. I'm pretty sure I think they'll get the job done at home here, at least covering that number. So, give me Minnesota and the points.
I'm going to take the Timberwolves too. I'm not in love with this game, but I think getting a good amount of points at home. Timberwolves have played a tough schedule. They already played the Lakers and Clippers on the road, and the Jazz. They beat the Jazz on the road. So I think they're well equipped for this game. So I'll take the T-Wolves.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. That's too many points. Give me the Timberwolves at home here.
I like the Colts. Stick with them.
Colts.
Stick with the Colts in this one. You got the Spurs against the Jazz, Brian.
Yeah, I'm going to lay the points with the Jazz on the road. I'm a San Antonio guy. I've been taking the Spurs a lot, but I just think the Jazz are going to be starting to run through teams. I'm going to lay the points with Utah.
Chris, got time to take the Colts. Still got time.
I'm going to take the Spurs here. They keep getting numbers in this underdog role, and they continue to cover those numbers. And Jazz 8-22-1 in the last 31 meetings in San Antonio, so they don't like going to Texas. So give me San Antonio and the points.
I'm going to take the Jazz here. LaMarcus Aldridge is a little banged up. I'm not sure if he's playing. If he is, he's going to be his workload will be managed. Same thing with Derek White for San Antonio. I think the Jazz have underperformed, but took it down the Clippers last game. I think this is another game where they show out and win a game pretty decisively on the road.
Yeah, give me the Jazz. This is their favorite number. This is their money number. These are the spreads they cover. Give me the Jazz. Got to win and cover.
It's kind of at that number. Like 4 and under is the Jazz, and anything over that is like the other team. Like any less than 4 is good. And over 4 is, so they're right dancing at that number in between the 3.5, 4.5 right now. I think if you can get it at 4, take both teams. I don't know what to say. At 3.5, I like the Jazz. At 4.5, I like the Spurs. I see it at both. So try and hit the middle there. Play both sides. You can do it. Chicago Bulls +6 now against the Mavericks. This is a game that I was talking about when we came on the air. About what one of the games I talked about, not when we came on the air, but earlier. I said if someone's playing, I like them a lot better. I like Dallas a lot better if Luka's playing. That's basically what I'm saying. And I don't like them at all if he's not playing. It really does come down to that. I know one player doesn't make a team, but yeah, he does. When Porzingis isn't playing, especially. Brian?
Yeah, I'm going to take the Bulls at home. I'm going to take the Bulls plus the points at home. I just
zero chance.
Not a big Dallas guy on the road laying a bucket load of points. Nah, I'll take Chicago.
You saw how Dallas plays on Sundays against the Clippers, right? So, Sunday team. Chris?
I take the over 224.5. I just think there's not going to be a ton of defense played on either side. And, I think we can easily get to 230 points here.
Easily.
Like Mitch said, this is a game you got to wait and see if Doncic is playing. If I was to guess, I would say he's not going to play just because it's the game 1 of a back-to-back.
That's what I thought, but the line went from 5 to 6. So that's why I'm guessing that he is playing.
But I still think it would shoot up even more if he was not playing. I'm not sure. But if he isn't, then take the Bulls. If he is, take the Mavericks. But overall, I'd stay away from this one.
Ron Romanelli says, stay away.
Stay away.
Stay the hell away from this one. Don't let Mitch talk you into it.
Go Colts.
Well, I'm going to try and talk you into it. I'm going to take the Bulls money line. I'm going to say Luka's out. He's not going to play in this game. And then they drop this up to try to trick you like they do with this NBA. Making you think that he's going to be in to take more Dallas money in because they'll be like, oh, look, Luka is playing. The line went up. No. I'm going to take the Bulls.
In that tone,
you
think they do it, Rod? You think that's the tone they use when they do that?
Hide in the little corner in their little room going, watch this. Let's move it up. Even we know Luka's going to be out.
All right.
Bulls, money line at home.
Just not so sure they use that tone.
No, I mean, maybe not, but I'm going to use the tone. Take the Bulls.
Something similar, though. Is Luka playing?
No, he's out.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Mavs for me. Phoenix against the Clippers. Suns plus 3.5 in this one. This is a team that, I mean, the public's been all over these guys, and they have delivered 5-1 against the number against the Clippers team. Well, we've seen the good, and then talk about the way the Mavericks play on Sundays. Let's talk about the way the Clippers play on Sundays. 27 points in the first half. That was ridiculous, man.
I'm going to take the under in this game. Two good teams facing off with each other, wanting to win. It's dropped about 7 points or so, but I still like it. Take the under 215.5.
I'm going to stick with the Suns. I don't know if we have another 27-point first half, but I think that, I think Phoenix can do enough to keep this one within the number and even give themselves a shot to potentially win it outright at the end. So take Phoenix and the points.
You got two of the hottest teams against the spread this season, 9-3 overall combined this year between these two teams. This is going to be a great game to watch. And you know what? If it's going to be a good game, I'm going to take the points with the home dog in Phoenix. I think they have a shot to win this outright. If the Suns want to be a top-tier team, this is the type of games they have to win. And I think they're going to compete. So I'll take Phoenix.
It's you, Rod.
For me, I'm going to take the over. In a battle like this, both teams can score. I don't see us having a defensive battle here. I think we're going to have an all-out offensive output from both teams. I like the over 215.
I like the Suns here. I don't know. He's playing well. You got the Warriors and I'm dying over here. Ugh, yuck, man.
Oh no, I'm staying out of your studio.
Yeah, that was nasty. We'll have to disinfect. Good thing we live in the disinfectant age where everyone has a shit ton of it. Sorry about that. But you got the Warriors and the Trailblazers. That was nasty. All these years of doing this show. I think that could be up with the nastiest one. Eventually, I'll just puke on here. It's like Mitch Harold again.
I got Torch taking the Warriors the other day. I'm back on them again against the Blazers. It's tough to beat the same team back to back at home, even the crappy Warriors. Too much money on Blazers. I'll take the 5.5 in Golden State.
Yeah, I'll take Golden State as well. I just think that there is too much money. I've got some late news on a lot of money movement, so yeah, I'll take Golden State on this one.
Yeah, like we've seen so many times in both the NBA and college hoops, it's so hard to beat the same team twice, and I think you're getting 5 points with the home team. Got some talent on this Warriors roster. Just it's going to take some time to let it settle, but I think the Warriors could catch a cover, if not win this game outright. So I'll take the points.
I don't see it. I'm eat a square fish patty and take the Blazers. Give me the Blazers to beat the Warriors.
The Warriors are terrible. They are not good this year. The Warriors just not a good team this year. And the Blazers, I mean, this is a playoff team, right?
Yeah, I'm not taking
you got the team,
Warriors.
that beat the Lakers in the playoffs at least for a game, and own the bubble against a team that drafted second. Kind of like Jaguars, Colts, right? It's like a playoff team against the worst team in the league. I don't know. Sometimes it's just not that difficult.
I like the under. It's going to go under.
Go to college hoops. Brian, what do you got for sale today?
My Slaughterhouse 5. Brian Bittler Slaughterhouse 5. 3 NFL, 1 college basketball, 1 NBA. $50 at pickdogs.com.
How about you, Chris? What are you selling?
I got my Slammin' Sunday 5-pack for college hoops and Shotgun Sunday 3-pack for the NFL.
Ron?
Well, bless you, first of all. And second of all, I got my Super Sunday trio, top 2 college hoops, and my Cleveland Browns on against the spread, my freemium. So you get those 2 plays and the extra Browns for $29.95.
Rod?
For me, I've got my Supreme Sunday. Got 5 NFL, and we know the one is the Packers. 2 college basketball, and I got 1 bonus play in the NBA if you're on something long term. That's what I got going at the premium today.
I'm really struggling over here. I've got an NFL 3-pack, and then I have a basketball 3-pack, college plus NBA. And then I have a few bonus picks that I threw in as well, just for people that have longer-term packages of 3 days or more. You know, that they're not included in the daily packs. They're just extra picks I threw in because I like them and I like you. Anyways, let's get to, and not in a creepy way like Bitler does with Ron. It's got UMass Lowell against New Jersey Institute of Technology, Maine against New Hampshire, the rematch. George Washington against Duquesne, Hartford against Binghamton, Hofstra against William and Mary. Chris, I'm so over William and Mary. It's not even funny. Hofstra beat them bad yesterday, didn't they?
No, William and Mary covered.
No way.
Yes, they
Yeah.
did.
Oh, my God. They were getting slaughtered when I was watching it. Delaware against Charleston. Siena, the Saints. College basketball has arrived. The Saints are in the building. Up against Monmouth. Colgate up against Army. How about Line Patriot League action, man? We never used to have this. You know, we never had Line Patriot League games. That's only started last year, right? Because we used to not cover them at the website because there was no line on them. South Carolina State against NCA&T. Missouri State. Oh, we'll stop there. I already went one too far. Brian, what do you like?
William and Mary tribe again for me today. I'm going to get right back on the horse and see if I can get a cover from my favorite guys down at William and Mary, plus the 10.5.
The 2 I'm leaning with this way. I like Duquesne minus the 8 against George Washington. George Washington's just terrible. I thought maybe they would catch a break yesterday with Duquesne not playing in a month, and they got beat up. And I like Delaware getting the 2.5 against Charleston. The line's moving in Charleston's direction, man. I'm not sure why. I think more value for us. Give me Delaware plus the 2.5.
Ron?
What I like in this window is Siena laying the 3. I know this is their first game. That's why the line is moving in Monmouth's direction. But this is a Siena team that was the preseason favorite to win the conference, has 2 preseason all-conference players. Siena's got a great chance to win this game by 10 points, and I think they get the job done at home.
Rod?
The only one I like in the spot is Hofstra. Hofstra will keep their foot on the gas the whole game today. Not take their foot off the gas and let William and Mary come back in and get a backdoor cover. Not going to happen today. Hofstra blows them out of the water today.
I like North Carolina AT&T against South Carolina State. I just have to bet against South Carolina State. It's in my blood. There's nothing I can do about it. I just can't help it. They're just that bad. They're that terrible. Kind of like Missouri State against Indiana State. I'm just irked at Indiana State for not covering against Drake after I stuck my neck out for them. Stuck my neck out for you. That's it. Anyways, Evansville, Northern Iowa. Lafayette, Lehigh, Vermont, Albany. North Dakota against Kansas City. North Dakota State against Western Illinois. Rhode Island against St. Joe's. Brian, anything there?
I'm going to take a lean towards St. Joe's here. They've burnt me a couple times this season, but I just think they can keep it within 10 of Rhode Island Rams. So give me the Hawks plus the points.
Yeah, St. Joe's is the only one I'm looking at in this time slot, too. I just think that's too many points. I think this could actually be a game that comes down to the wire. So give me St. Joe's and the points.
I'm going to take Indiana State in the points. I know they've been disappointing in so many spots for us, but I think they finally catch a cover here, getting the 4.
I'm embarrassed for them sometimes. Stuck my neck out. Rod?
I'm actually going to take a pass at this time slot.
Huh?
Huh? I know, right? I'm going to take a pass at this time
The
slot.
first time Rod's ever said that on this show.
Yeah. Usually
Picking up
got
bad
nothing.
habits from Ruffalo. Wow. Kind of blindsided me there. I like St. Joe's plus the points. I like Vermont against Albany. There, you know. It's that easy. That's how easy it is.
Not that easy. Vermont didn't even cover yesterday.
So that makes them more likely to cover today. We like there's Nebraska Omaha against Oral Roberts. Something's got to give in the Bittler household there. He went against his Oral Roberts yesterday and kind of bit him in the ass. South Dakota against Denver. Woof. Oh man. Who gets to call that game on ESPN3? It's like, yikes. It's like, yeah, you could either watch the Bears Packers, or you could call the Denver South Dakota game. Yikes. Minnesota Ohio State. Wake Forest Georgia Tech looks interesting to me. Bucknell up against Navy. Drake against Southern Illinois. Salukis. James Madison against Morgan State. Better state, Morgan State or Murray State? Which one do you like better? The name. I just thought Morgan State was a funny name. Sure it's a great school. Brian?
Yeah, I'm going to go for the double burn. I'm going to go Omaha again today. They got their butts kicked by Oral Roberts, but that's not going to deter me. And I'm going to take Ohio State on the road, plus the 1.5. I like the way the Gophers are playing, but I just think Ohio State's the far and above better team. So we'll see that play out today.
Yeah, I'm going to take Minnesota here. I think getting a free point at home, Minnesota, and going 9-0 at home this season straight up. I think that's great value there. And I like Georgia Tech laying the points against Wake Forest. Wake Forest hasn't played anybody in their 3 games. Delaware State and a subdivision team and someone else, and I think South Carolina State in there. Georgia Tech's got those wins over Kentucky, and they played the tougher schedule, and they've come out pretty good in those. So I'll have to take Georgia Tech. I'll lay the points.
Ron?
I'm going to take the MEACs, Morgan State, getting the 5 points at James Madison. This is a weird non-conference game. I know that the conference play just started in the MEAC, but you know what? Morgan State wins over Iona and Delaware on the road already. Give me the Bears getting 5.
It's a nice state. This year we'll be traveling to Morgan. Where is that school?
I think it's in Maryland, but let me see.
That would make sense.
Yeah, it's in Baltimore.
Maryland, Virginia. Matchup here. Rod?
For me, I love Ohio State today. I think Ohio State, we're going to beat up on the Gophers, get the win.
Both their losses are on the road this season. Minnesota undefeated at home. What do you
Correct.
like about
so,
it?
they may be 9-0 at home, but that O's got to go, and it's going to go today. And Ohio is going to get the win. beat the Gophers at home.
Lost to that Northwestern. One of them. The other one was. Where's the other loss, Chris? Ohio State. Purdue or something. It's like two not very good teams. I think it was Purdue.
Purdue.
Yeah.
Yeah, Purdue.
Scary there. You know, I think Ohio State's the better team, but it's like I don't like that spot.
I love that spot.
Like Rod's like it's like that's. He's
That
got
spot,
his
yeah,
legs
that
kicking.
spot.
The legs. He's got the leg kick
Yeah.
going.
Love that spot. Gophers are dead today.
Do that to Sam all the time. I catch him right under the ribs. He starts kicking the leg. I like Southern Illinois. I just like saying Saluki. I think this Wake Forest Georgia Tech could be over 160. Both these teams score in bunches. Wake hasn't. It's a weird game. This Wake Georgia Tech. I think this is the toughest weirdo game on the board because Wake has only played 3 games so far. Well, Georgia Tech's played the full schedule, 5-3. They have the losses to Georgia Southern and Georgia State and Mercer, but they have some other big wins too. But Wake hasn't played anybody, but they have played the common opponents. They're all the common opponents with Georgia Tech, and they've beaten them by significantly more. Not that matters, but it does. It definitely matters for something. 10 points, that's a ton. I don't know. It just seems like a lot of points in a game where there's going to be a lot of points. Too bad Penn State, Wisconsin got those. I thought that was going to be a gem. So all we got left is SMU, Houston, and Michigan, Northwestern.
Yeah, for me, I'm not a big Michigan Wolverine guy, but today I am. I'm taking them large. I think they're going to stomp Northwestern.
Like how large? $60?
$65.
$65?
I would say about 1,000. For me, that's large.
Dime.
So,
a dime.
We're going to go heavy on the Wolverines. I just think that they're going to clobber and pulverize Northwestern.
That's like, so I have my friends from Boston, like none of them are big bettors. And it's like when they first started the in-game betting, I got a friend out in Vegas named Vegas Joe. He's not Joe D'Amico, a different guy. His name is Vegas Joe. And he's like a really compulsive gambler. He's the type of guy that drops like $5,000 in video poker a day, And he's like, they're like, it's like, are we going to lunch? It's like, I don't know. Vegas Joe's got 3 dimes on the 4-horse as they're coming around the quarter pole. He's like live in-game betting the horse racing. They give you like a little thing, and he's like in-game betting the horse racing with odds changing. It's like Vegas Joe's got 2 dimes on the 4-horse at the quarter pole. It's like, yeah, I guess you had to be there. Anyways, Chris, any of these 2? 2 best games of the day, or up there with the Ohio State game as feature games.
Yeah, I'm on Northwestern here. I don't like Michigan's schedule up to this point, and yeah, I know that Northwestern just took that loss to Iowa, but a lot of teams are going to lose to Iowa this season, and
not Michigan.
Yeah, Michigan. Their 3 wins so far in conference play have come against the 3 bottom teams in the conference, and outside of that conference schedule, didn't really play anybody. I think Northwestern battle tested.
Maryland smashed Wisconsin at Wisconsin, and then they beat Maryland at Maryland.
Yeah.
Give credit where credit is due, Chris.
Yeah,
you don't have to be such a hard ass all the time.
I like to value the points here.
Tough guy in the crowd. This is our longest show we've
Yeah. My butt's falling asleep.
For me in this window, I really like Michigan laying the points. Northwestern, they've really been outstanding in how much they're overperforming. I really am not buying this team yet. despite the nice wins over Indiana, Ohio State, Michigan State. I just don't think that this team is really among the best in the Big Ten, and that's just shown in KenPom ratings. Michigan's number 10 and Northwestern's 54. So I think this is a blowout win for Michigan at home.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I like Michigan here. Northwestern's been able to hang with teams only because of their 3-point shooting. I'm sure you looked at Minnesota or Michigan's weakness is their 3-point shooting, but I think they stepped that up today and defend the 3 against Northwestern and get the win by 10 or more. Take Michigan.
Sanders is out, so I got to go for what's his name? Jackson. Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah.
So I'll switch. I kind of like. It's just every time I speak, right? I like SMU against Houston. Just think if they're gonna beat them, this is the time. Houston's tough, but they lost last time out. SMU's undefeated. I like SMU in this one. Plus, you're getting the points at home in what could be a 1-point game. All right, parlay time. What's the over-under on Sarkisian at Texas, Chris? I like the under.
Yeah, probably.
I'm all in on the under. He sucks. He's a terrible head coach. I couldn't believe it when USC hired him from Washington when he was terrible at Washington. Couldn't believe it.
Let's see, for my parlay, let's go with Michigan. Oh, sorry, Northwestern, excuse me. Northwestern. Yeah, Freudian slip. Northwestern, SMU, Minnesota. And for the NBA.
Oh, you're doing multi-sports here, parlays?
I'm gonna do one of each.
Oh. All right. Well, we would have budgeted that in our time. Go ahead. Just don't worry, Chris. It's your show. We're just all satellites here.
Okay, then for NBA, I'll go San Antonio, Phoenix, and the Wizards. That's all.
Rod?
For me, my college basketball one, we're going to go Ohio State plus the 1. SMU plus the 2. I think SMU's got a good shot to outright Houston today. And Michigan minus 8.5. I like those 3. NFL, I'm going to go Eagles money line, Broncos money line, Giants money line. Parlay those 3 money line up 16-1.
Ron?
Now we got a mixed sport parlay for me. 2 college basketball, 1 NFL. We'll do Siena laying the points, Michigan laying the points, and Giants money line. New York Football Giants.
Brian?
I have a very tantalizing mixed bag 3-game parlay. Ohio State Buckeyes money line, Michigan laying the points, and take it home with the Bears plus the points. Love it. Take it. Bet it. Big.
Oh, I thought you were going to take the Jags.
I start out with I write down teams, and as I'm going along, so I can give out the best parlay possible. I cross different ones off, but that's the small lead. Jaguars are the lean, but I love Ohio State. I love Michigan, and what's not to love about the Chicago Bears? So that's where I'm going.
Yeah, I'm going to go Dolphins, Jets, money line, and the Colts, money line. Or Colts, spread, extended.
Colts, money line.
No,
what
no.
are you doing there?
Yes, I'll take Alabama, money line.
That sounds like a Iceman.
No, I'll go, so forget it. I'll go Jets, money line, Broncos, money line, Bears, money line. Triple dog parlay, money line. How about that? Anyways, this is Mitch. Thanks for joining me. Thanks, Brian, Chris, Ron, Rod. Thanks for all the likes. I'll see you guys at halftime of the early games. I'm not sure if I'm doing a late game halftime. Probably am because they all start at 4:25 Eastern time. So probably we'll do a late halftime as well, and a Sunday night halftime. I didn't do a spread knowledge show. Maybe I'll do one with with NBA and college hoops at some time in between all of this stuff. Maybe. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Have a great day, everyone. And, of course, we're going to try and act more professional tomorrow.